His Royal Highness the Gese has been named as Jigme Namgyal Wangchuk, coinciding with the Shabdung Kuche celebration in Punakha. His Majesty the King graced the consecration ceremony of the new Kungre of Wandipada Zone. And selling of vehicle quota is still rampant, although the law forbids the sale. The legacy of Wangchuk dynasty will continue under the name Jigme Namgyal Wangchuk. As part of the Shabdung Kuche on 16th of this month, the naming ceremony of His Royal Highness the Gese was held in Punakha.
After the naming ceremony at the Mache, as His Majesty the King began addressing the nation, people across the country had just one thing running across their minds: the announcement of His Royal Highness the Gese's name. Outside Punakha Zone at Tanzania, thousands of people listened to His Majesty's address through speakers.
Tatari ngonam gigi densa puntang dewa chembi podanalu denga chikaira na gato tobe chika zom de shabdu kuche de tendi sisung shu nasundigi namsame semgaila da jizinda ngare de kazakaim bujiki we bodalu zonga keji misi chirin chusum gaira de name seme semgadibe de gaira laptimu jadi de melom geshin gepe tamidule de gep yapsini de jizin de ngache gaira gi katule zonga keji gi misilu kari gasu de jiga de tari shabdukuchi gi tashdile yul da tuji lodi jenda marugi lol jenda marugi nim da jenda marugi taksinji tendiji de tebe juil da tuji lodi gururumbuchi gi tuchin da jiga shabdungonam gi lojibjo khoi gi de tutun tendiji sung shisalwe de tari dugejiba dinjigi pam meonga derimbuchi jimisigi wanchu choda gap ngara dengara gi pu yapme se sum ngonam gi shabsalu chadibe gyakab de mise tebuni gi tadunsu de ka ra thuganam de talapa de gyakab de mise gi tulu melomdi de lejimbe pisuchil dangachara wanchu jujingi gejugi rinlunalu yapse sum cha tubdibe ngonamgi gi shabsalu te teve chamidi dariligi meongla te ani bendigi te tarigi di jenda marugi tendiji juinla ta ngachara gi pu te ti ngi pu jamji mel jizingi pu jamji me ngole juda zumbe machi zonga kechigi misegi buimbala de ko mi tabdalu de tari machikundele be shudi de ngachi nosum lejimbe ta de talapa guzung kogi midi jimi namge onchu se de betaila ta jigmi semidi jikpa mimi se de ti koragi chedinalu genbak gyakhablu chashuda tamadu yan tyonla yan gyakhabnalu nyenkhawla gen bagdibe tamsi panchuk chashui kablu gyakhabnalu phile nyenkha kadibe tyenru pache kadibe jungru donglen bedibe jiknang mebase madu mache semshukedi cha lejimbe shuigi jigmi se the namge semidi machara pendin duba chole number gewa se shabdunga namgi gi the tinje gi gom tinje gi pam machara chase se gi ten the ngonamgi gi chen beule ten the namge se de betaila the onchu semidi onchu jujingi geju dunju beule ten the onchu se the talapa guzung jiminam ge wanchu the kora bomte de be gekhab lu cha shu de lu ngachara gekhab di kogi semka bhakti damsi panchuk di kade tada tsagen de be cha shugol misegi tadunde chada chori meba tutun tim장기 돌레베 담시 panchuk di tu mashobe ngachara misegi tadunsu kogi danzi tabol 다 거기 제드날레 고 자와 쥐람디 danzi tabdibe lokngachara misi chirin chusum gaaregi cha jasubda 쳇다수베 거기 차치 슈골 당아저기 개합날로 거기 뒤럽고 협다 구르름부치기 땜바다 ngawnamgi 땜바디 마냐마 배신다 거기 차치 슈디 곤레 곤두 배우마세 당아저기 개합데 다 다리기 뒤럽 나라 얍기 뒤럽다 또도 두갱가 봐서 나라기 뒤럽 디월 학디베 고기 뒤럽드나로 마저라 개합디 다리와 가토도 기동도 다리와 딩디 더 레짐 조이기 더 라와드 멜롬디 더 다리 퓨잉라 당아저라 종가 계지 미세게 더 달라파르 베루 더 잡조 주미들로 당아라 카틀레 뒤남에 제마누비기 더 가리가수수 주밀라.
As His Majesty announced the name of His Royal Highness the Gese, the ground was filled with applause of celebration. The much-awaited moment had arrived.
From the day our Gelse was born, I was very happy to know. I was very happy and I was very excited to know about his name. And now I know his name, and it is Jimmy Namgyalwangchuk, and I'm very happy to know about this.
첸기 지민남게 온피스 첸 나담민들로 같이 미세 가게라기 카틀레 거기 가서도 남에서면 쪼와 bomb 위해서 주니라
담아봐 교육이 타리 시기 사고 주일라 다야 더원도 종국이야 세부 교육이 난달래 인디레베로 다 이날에마다 산에 준기기 고집수기기야 다리가 저기 원시 지진기기 다 텐치 다리게 다 게스름 버치기 텐치 수님 배서게 내수치 고베베 등아치다 밤 기수지인들베로 열마 싹들다 dinalo 사치 자와 통이 있으십니다.
Following the royal address, officials gathered at the first courtyard of the Zong offered bilwa and tashikada to His Royal Highness the Gese. And through a special gesture from His Majesty the King, those watching the celebrations live got a glimpse of His Royal Highness the Gese. Sringdoma Galton, BBS News.
His Majesty the King conferred Red Scarf or Buramap to the Works and Human Settlement Minister, Secretary of Dasal Hensel, and one of the Changaps at His Majesty's Secretariat. The ceremony was held at the Kunre of Punakazong, coinciding with the Shabdung Kuche celebration on the 16th of this month.
Limpo Doji Chodin was appointed as the Minister of Works and Human Settlement Ministry in 2013, making her the country's first woman minister. 56 years of age, she completed her bachelor's degree in civil engineering from India and master's in public administration from the US. Limpo Doji Chodin is from Kangpara Gewok in Tashiga.
I feel so humbled and I feel so honored that His Majesty have trust in me and have conferred this red scarf. I think the significance of this red scarf, I understand very well. His Majesty always says, serving Sawasum, serving king is serving people and nation. And this Buramapla, this red scarf, signifies service to nation and people. So I'm really humbled and I feel really blessed in this really blessed place that we are here.
Another recipient, 49-year-old Tasho Karmawanchu Penjo, is from Shap Tujidinka in Paro. He is serving as the Secretary of Dasal Hensel. He holds a bachelor's degree in economics and political science and master's in development management. He joined this civil service in 1991.
To receive such an honor at Punakha Dzong on this very historic celebration. To be a part of it, I'm so humbled and very much honored to receive such an honor from His Majesty the King today.
His Majesty the King also conferred red scarf to Tasho Tobgye Wancho, one of the Changaps at His Majesty's Secretariat. After completing MBBS, the 50-year-old started his career as a doctor in 1992. Last year, he led Bhutan's earthquake relief medical team to Nepal. The team is the first of its kind to be sent outside the country. His father, Tasho Pemo Wancho, is also a red scarf recipient from His Majesty the Third Tugelpo.
I have no words to express my joy. It's an honor, it's a family honor here. It's not just for myself, it's for my whole family. It's such a big honor, and I guess it is also an indication that for encouragement to continue serving, even more, much more, as much as I can to serve. It's awesome.
Burra Map, or red scarf, is the highest honor a Bhutanese civilian can receive. It is conferred from the Golden Throne in recognition of an individual's outstanding service to the nation, and with it comes the title of Tasho. Compiled for Choni Dema, Kipchu, BVS News.
His Majesty the King, Her Majesty the Gelton, and His Royal Highness the Gese graced the consecration ceremony of the new Kynre of Wandipora Dzong on Wednesday this week. Prime Minister, parliamentarians, senior government officials, and the Indian ambassador to Bhutan attended the ceremony.
His Majesty the King, Her Majesty the Gelton, and His Royal Highness the Gese were escorted to the Kynre in a traditional Chibdral procession. His Holiness the J. Kempo presided over the Tashirapne Sunche inside the Kynre. The Wangdi Rabde, Dzongkhag and army officials offered Kusuthugi Medal to their majesties. The three-storied Kynre is the main prayer hall. The ground floor houses the statues of Chelung Tusum and the upper floor houses the bronze statue of Doji Chan. The consecration ceremony of the Kynre is an inch closer towards the completion of the Wangdi Phoda Dzong reconstruction project. The project director Kile Wangchu said around 30% of the project is complete. The Dzong, which was built by Shabdung Ngawang Namgyal over 300 years ago, was completely destroyed by a fire in June 2012. Upon the command of His Majesty the King, the reconstruction began in 2014. It is being reconstructed at a cost of over 1 billion ngötum. His Majesty the King interacted with thousands of locals gathered at the ceremony and granted Dokha. For Komal Kharka in Wangdi, Tamchuzam, BBS News.
A 12-year-old girl died of mushroom poisoning on Wednesday this week in Samrup Jonkar Hospital. The deceased and her mother were referred from Gomdar BHU yesterday with headache and vomiting 2 days after consuming the mushroom. But the mother survived. They had consumed wild mushroom on Saturday, the 16th of April. Health officials cautioned the public to avoid eating unknown mushrooms, especially at this time of the year. His Majesty's Kidu office gave a semso of 10,000 ngötum. After years of waiting, plots in New Denchi town will soon be allotted to shopkeepers in Pemagatsal town. The Dzongkhag administration is currently waiting for a written order from the Land Commission to allot the plots.
Shopkeepers in Pemagatsal town have been waiting for 7 years to receive plots in a new town area in Denchi. Shopkeepers say they are facing problems in the existing town area due to numerous reasons. Currently, most shopkeepers do not have proper place to live and do business. The area is also congested for both vehicles and people.
This area is called as town, but we have houses lined up like a train. If there are disasters, like in Mamrung and Bumthang, then all of us will be affected.
Since the town falls under the Zongkok administration's area, people are not allowed to repair houses. Given the dire situation of the shopkeepers, the Thomdet Thumi requested the Zongkok Sogdo to speed up the plot allocation.
If the town cannot be shifted even after the Zong construction works are complete, then civil servants working in the Zong will face problem. The Election Commission has already drawn up the delimitation map. The Zongkok is following up, but if Zongkok Sogdo can write to Land Commission, then I thought it might speed up the progress.
Pema Gazal Zongkok's land record officer said the Land Commission has recently given the green light to allot plots as per plan.
Plot element we can go ahead.
Regarding the plot allotment, the director has dropped a message saying we can go ahead with the plot allotment as per plan. But we will ask for a written order first and then carry the allotment.
The news has come as a relief to shopkeepers in the town.
It has been over 7 years since we were told that plots will be allotted in Denchi. But we are happy with the recent news. Firstly, it will be life-changing opportunity for us. Secondly, there will be no water shortage and parking congestion problems.
Meanwhile, the Zongkok Sogdo has written to the Land Commission to issue a written order to carry out the plot allotment. For Teledoji in Pemagatel, Pupgame, BBS News.
Farmers of Kaji Gewok in Wandipodong are worried about the potato yield this year. The Gewok was hit by hailstorm twice earlier this month, damaging the crop of nearly 200 households. The potato is the main cash crop.
45-year-old Sanga visits her potato field every day. But to her dismay, most of her potato plants are damaged by the hailstorm. Sanga, who has been growing potatoes for the past 30 years, said losing the plants in such a way could be her worst nightmare in years.
When the leaves are damaged, the roots will not grow properly. Quality of potatoes will be affected. If the quality is not good, it won't fetch a good price, and we have to buy all our essentials from the money we get by selling potatoes in Finsaling.
It has devastated most of the farmers.
The hailstorms affected almost everyone. We bring our essentials from Pinsali by selling potato. When the crop is damaged by hailstorm, it gets vulnerable to pests. It will be difficult for us this year. This year, everybody's crop has been severely damaged. I think we cannot expect a good yield this year. We might even face difficulty in getting food for ourselves this year.
The inspection has been done. The Agriculture Minister recently visited the Gewok and assured full support from the ministry, although there is no system of compensating farmers in such case. For Komal Kharka, Sonampem, BBS News.
Tirang District Court acquitted a 43-year-old man who was charged for alleged rape of a minor. The district court passed its verdict on 18th of this month. The man was also charged for sexual harassment and trying to escape while in detention. Although the court found the accused guilty of sexual harassment, the verdict says he is not liable for additional prison term since he has already been detained for 8 months. Similarly, the district court also acquitted 3 other men who were also charged for alleged rape of a minor. The court acquitted the 3 men for lack of proper evidence to prove that the girl is a minor. Phupzam is the new president of Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Business representatives elected the first women president today during the annual general meeting.
The first woman president is the chairman of Yerke Construction. She wants the government to provide more support to the private sector.
First and foremost, what I would like to do is, appeal to the government that the private sector is the engine of growth and in that spirit, don't leave the engine, as an engine which is of no use to anyone. That is, our business community. We feel that there is a lot that can be done. Yes, the government has been very cooperative, but still, I think there are some areas where we need to make the government aware that a bit more can be done.
2 vice presidents were also elected during the meeting. Tashi Doji and Tandin Wangchuk are the new vice presidents of Bhutan Chamber of Commerce and Industry. 51 business representatives from across the country cast their votes. Tamchuzam, BBS News.
Some of the civil servants selling vehicle quota to third parties is rampant, violating the Vehicle Quota Rules 2014. A quota covers sales tax and customs duty up to 800,000 neutrum. Civil servants earn a minimum of 100,000 neutrum by selling the vehicle quota, but the government loses millions of neutrum while exempting the tax.
The vehicle is bought and registered in the name of the civil servant who sells the quota, but in reality it is owned by the person who bought the quota.
Social media na le phaya te ko hondi chugi da quota di da khongi quota di da pena beochin bumchi da tongtha sumchi be chongni se laluji bumchi da tongtha chenga.
These days, people advertise the sale of their quotas along with the price on the social media. It is an incentive from the government to buy vehicles, but they sell it. The civil servants do not work in line with the government policies. So either the government should give the incentive in the form of cash or penalize the quota holders for violating the rules.
The member chin da quota di inchi minchi chongtha misho quota di chong da brauchi beochin te da thuigi te da thimluk ti chya garibe yoga
garigi quota salami chim nambe namsame lejum du social la te devodalo.
It is really a good initiative of the government to provide vehicle quota. But these days it is a business. One of my friends bought a vehicle after buying a vehicle quota from a civil servant. The vehicle was bought and registered in the name of civil servant. It will be better if the government could provide the quota in the form of cash.
Je digi mi thogara lup message ne tane bodalo petinalo kadim chibe tenga chijung khatle ti tapshin yakap chibe bewachin te turube chibe nasubachin telejmon message.
Vehicle quota rules say the quota should not be misused. If found violating the rule, the civil servant will not be eligible to any quota allotment in the future. The quota holder will also be liable to pay the applicable sales tax and customs duty on the original cost of the vehicle. Civil servants in the position level P3 and above are entitled to vehicle quota. They can import one foreign vehicle on completion of every 7 years from the date of registration of the last vehicle imported. On an average, the Finance Ministry issues about 200 vehicle quotas in a month. Tamchuzam, BBS News.
Dogs are commonly referred to as man's best friend, but in the capital, this relationship is seemingly getting quite difficult to understand. Many residents say with stray dogs in almost every part of the city, dog bites are getting more common by the day.
The Centenary Farmers Vegetable Market in Thimbo is one area where the population of stray dogs is high. Residents say there are over 100 dogs in the area and it has been increasing annually.
A few days ago, an old man was bitten by a dog and had to be taken to the hospital. Similarly, when children go out to play, there are high chances of them getting attacked by the pack of dogs. Even at night, after shops are closed, we see them chasing those people hanging around. They could be bitten.
When people come to our shops for shopping, dogs loiter around. At times, they sleep next to our goods. So customers are afraid to approach and avoid entering the shop. 3 of my family members were bitten by stray dogs and had to be taken to the hospital.
Residents of other parts of Thimphu also express similar concerns regarding the canine's population.
Despite the government's initiative to control the stray dog population through mass sterilization, 1 or 2 dogs are somehow left out. So these dogs bear 8 or 9 puppies. Since there are many stray dogs, there are every chance of getting bitten, especially children. The dogs also disturb our sleep at night. They fight amongst themselves and at times even try to get inside the houses.
I think there are lots of issues related to dogs nowadays, especially stray dogs. For instance, in the evening when I go for a walk, I find dogs very disturbing because they follow us everywhere we go. And then they even try to bite us when we act like we're scared of them. And not only that, I've seen most of my friends who have been bitten by dog and they went to hospital and they have to take lots of medications.
On the other hand, as per the survey conducted by Dogs Population Management and Rabies Control Program in collaboration with Human Society International, by 2015 an average of over 70% sterilization and vaccination coverage has been achieved across Bhutan.
The dog population won't decline drastically right after castration because we are operating and not eliminating. So it will take time. On an average, lifespan of a dog is at 12 years. But depending on their breed, some may live more than 20 years, while some below 12 years. So the number of stray dogs will only come down after the sterilized dogs die.
This year, from January till date, the National Referral Hospital in Thimphu recorded more than 700 new cases of dog bite. Providing them anti-rabies vaccine has cost the hospital almost $500,000. Pasang for BBS News.
That is all we have for you this week. Thank you for joining us. This is Kilyangton saying goodbye.